Why does one become emotionally unstable when in love? Why is it that some people are very clear-headed and calm when they are not in love, and their careers are thriving? But once they fall in love, they change, become emotionally unstable, easily irritated, and extremely serious. The reason lies in the fact that their personality development has stagnated since childhood, in a state where they had a very bad relationship with their mother. In cognitive psychology, it is believed that all relationships are essentially projections of the mother-infant relationship. This is because the first person we establish a relationship with when we are born is our mother. How we interact with our mother will have an impact on our internal objects. After we grow up, it will affect how we choose our partners and how we interact with others. So you will find that some people are clearly excellent and successful in their careers, but they just can't handle romantic relationships well. Why? Because when they enter into intimate relationships and want to develop deeper, more genuine relationships with someone, they unconsciously project this relationship as the relationship they had with their mother in their early years. And the relationship they had with their mother in their early years was very bad. Take my previous friend, for example. Her mother was highly narcissistic. When she was young, if she didn't receive an award or score 100 points, she would be criticized and belittled by her mother, even despised. So when she grew up and entered into an intimate relationship, if her husband said anything slightly negative about her, even if it was in a joking manner, she couldn't handle it. Her emotions would become very uncontrollable and angry. Why? Because she projects her husband into the role of her mother. So when her husband speaks to her, even if it's just a joke, the feeling of not being accepted and loved by her mother in the early years resurfaces. She feels that her husband must be like her mother, rejecting and not loving her. As a result, her defenses come up and she becomes very angry. Where does this anger come from? It doesn't come from her current self in her 30s, but from her early years when she was not accepted. She transfers the anger that she couldn't vent at that time to her husband. This is why, even though she is very successful in her career and very beautiful, her marital relationship is still very poor. She can't handle her relationship with her husband well. Whenever her husband says something wrong, even just a sentence, she can't control her emotions and wants to lose her temper. It is because of an unstable and deficient mother-infant bond that a child lacks a sense of inner security and is prone to feelings of anger and anxiety. He may think that he has done something wrong, which is why he is not accepted by his mother and is disliked by her. So often, you can't control your emotions in a relationship, you tend to overreact, and your emotions come inexplicably. It's not that you're being dramatic or neurotic, but the current environment triggers the fear you had in your early years of not being accepted or loved by your mother. Do you understand? Where a person's pain is, there is his wound. Even if he has physically grown up, as long as his personality has not changed, and his inner defense mechanism has not changed, then when he encounters the same or similar situations, his inner sense of low self-worth and feeling of being disliked will still be activated. Therefore, no matter how excellent a person is, how high their education is, or how successful their career is, as long as they have not escaped from the persistence of their childhood, no matter how much money they make, they are destined to not have a good love relationship. This is because they have not grown internally. Only by first introspecting and noticing the deeper part of themselves can they understand where their current emotions come from and be able to stop and control a more authentic relationship when they feel bad. So how do we detect where our current emotions come from? It's very simple. When you feel that your emotions are out of control and you don't know why, you can think about whether you had a similar experience when you were a child, when and under what circumstances it happened. Then guide yourself to connect with the weak and helpless you from the past. Protect your past self as an adult, express the feelings you had at that time, and tell your past self that the current you already has enough strength to protect yourself. So there's no need to worry about being hurt or feeling tense and angry. Once you have the mindset of connecting with your past self, you can make a new choice to change through a method of interruption. What is the method of interruption? It is to find a new supportive relationship. For example, you can find your partner to become a new supportive relationship. You honestly tell him about the harm you have suffered in the past, and tell him that you hope he can give you a hug when you lose your temper or get angry, and then upgrade your defense mechanism in the new relationship, breaking away from the old, primitive, aggressive defense mechanism. Only when the suppressed parts of our subconscious gradually emerge can our inner self begin to integrate. Because repressed emotions will never disappear, they will manifest in unexpected ways under various defense mechanisms, either attacking others or attacking ourselves. Therefore, it is essential to have the courage to break out of your comfort zone and learn to adjust your own defense mechanism. Because when certain things become habits, your defense mechanism will also solidify, and this solidified defense mechanism will make you constantly repeat past pains. So if you want to change yourself and make new choices, you must learn to break out of your comfort zone. Remember, the trauma of childhood has already occurred, whether it was intentional or unintentional mistakes by parents that caused it. This fact cannot be changed. All we can do is live in the present, find the correct solution to the problem, solve the problem, and then we can have a better life. If you enjoyed this series, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your free likes are the greatest encouragement for me. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.